Tom Swarbrick on LBC.
10 to 6 Friday evening, Tom Swarbrick here on LBC means, as you know, one thing. It is time to say happy birthday to our gun-toting, football-throwing, popcorn-binging, slack-jawed American cousins. Well done, Cletus. You made it. It's party time in Simon Mark's American Week.
Tom, it's a big weekend in the United States, or at least it should be, as America celebrates its 250th birthday. But the country is in a right old mood, and so is its president, taking to social media on multiple occasions this week to launch fresh assaults against NATO. It's ridiculous for the USA to continue along this one-sided path when the relationship is not reciprocal, he fumed on his Truth Social platform last night. Take that, NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte, who our listeners to last week's missive will remember was on his knees before Trump in the Oval Office, begging him not to pull out of the alliance. In another presidential social media posting, Trump backers at Red Wave helpfully attached video of a recent interview the president gave to Fox Business, just to drive the point home.
You know, we've had no help, zero, from NATO. We're there for them, they're not there for us. Why are we spending hundreds of billions of dollars a year on NATO if they're not going to be with us?
And look, I don't want to rain on Andy Burnham's coronation before it even begins, but the Wall Street Journal is reporting today that Secretary of War Pete Hegseth was planning to announce more US troop withdrawals from Europe during last month's meeting of NATO military chiefs and had to be talked down from the ledge by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. As a result, Hegseth announced instead a 6-month review of America's troop presence in Europe, the outcome of which seems absolutely preordained. Whether NATO in its current form exists on America's 251st birthday is now a very open question. Still, at least America's ambassador to NATO, Matt Whitaker, is having deep thoughts about the transatlantic relationship this birthday weekend. Here he is on Fox News yesterday, answering this bouncer from presenter Brian Kilmeade.
We have a lot of Europeans here watching the World Cup. What's your take as you see them really enjoying our country, maybe things that we take for granted? What are your thoughts seeing that?
People are enjoying the United States of America because it's an awesome place, and we have extraordinary things like Buc-ee's, like Chick-fil-A. Just some very convenient to eat in your car as you're, having a phone call. I mean, it's an amazing country, and I'm glad that people are finally, kind of discovering what real America is.
Come for the ability to eat a Buc-ee's barbecue sandwich in your car while you're on the phone. Stay for a quick glance at the Declaration of Independence. I ask you again, how did we get here? Because that's a question a lot of Americans are asking this weekend after some stunning revelations this week regarding the unprecedented $2.2 billion in financial benefits that President Trump and his family have accrued since his return to the Oval Office.
Now to some breaking news. President Trump has released his financial disclosures for 2025. We've learned that the president reported more than $1 billion in income.
$1.4 billion of the money he made last year came from his family's crypto business, which boomed as his administration loosened regulations on the industry. Democrats on the attack.
Obviously, Trump has been engaging in an all-you-can-eat corruption buffet.
Maybe even gorging on it while he was sitting in his car on the phone. Who knows? The reporting of NBC and ABC there. The White House, managing amazingly to keep a straight face, insisted there had been no conflict of interest, and any suggestion that the president has been lining his pockets is a tired, false narrative, albeit, of course, one now fueled by the revelation that Trump's income has magically tripled since he returned to the Oval Office. In a magnificent coincidence of timing, the president was asked about the financial disclosures shortly before clambering aboard a new Air Force One that was gifted to him by the government of Qatar, and that under the arrangement he will get to keep when he leaves the presidency.
I don't get involved in my personal. We have funds that run my money, and I never speak to any of the people that run the money. You know why I'm profiting? Because the stock market's going up. Everybody's profiting.
First, and I'm sure I don't really need to spell it out, everybody is not profiting. You've got to be in the stock market to win it. Secondly, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is 21% up since Inauguration Day, so good news for those people invested in it. But still 280% shy of how the Trump's portfolios are faring. And when he said this...
I'd never speak to any of the people that run the money.
What you can't hear on the radio is while he was saying that, his two sons, Don Jr. and Eric, the people who literally run his businesses, were in the background on the airport tarmac. Because, of course, they were there to enjoy the inaugural flight of the plane that looks to most normal people like a massive bribe of the president by the government of Qatar. And that's not all.
America's 250th birthday is being run by a shadow company you've never heard of. It's selling access to the president, and it won't tell you who's paying or where the money goes. This is how Trump hijacked America's birthday.
That is Congressman Jared Huffman, a Democrat from California, the party's senior figure on the House Natural Resources Committee. In a devastating 10.5-minute film that he published on Thursday, he lifts the lid on allegations that President Trump sought to neuter a previously created congressionally funded body called America 250 that has spent the past decade preparing for this birthday weekend. Instead, the president allegedly diverted funding to his own operation called Freedom 250 that Congressman Huffman claims struck its own deals with private donors to create 250th birthday events that would be directly beneficial to the president.
Freedom 250 went after the real commission's corporate sponsors, not just donations, but a quid pro quo of access to Trump in exchange for cash. Lockheed Martin, ExxonMobil, Chevron, MasterCard, United Airlines, United Health. Most of these corporations are lobbying and trying to win contracts from the same government that's now selling them special access. And as they wrote their checks to Freedom 250, the president was trading their stocks and posting their ticker symbols online to juice their values.
And the congressman suggested that the president's outfit may have engaged in duplicity that, if true, could create significant legal jeopardy for those people involved in it.
Fundraisers misled donors who intended to support the America 250 Commission by giving them Freedom 250's banking information. And through this bait and switch, contributions meant for the nonpartisan Birthday Foundation were routed to Trump's shadow corporation instead. This is potential wire fraud.
He says if Democrats win control of Congress in November's midterm elections, they will launch full-scale investigations of the evidence they've unearthed. The White House referred questions to Freedom 250, which in turn called the congressman's claims a partisan smear from politicians who would rather manufacture division than celebrate America's 250th birthday. A spokeswoman said it was unequivocally false to suggest that any money had been illicitly misdirected from America 250 to the Trump-controlled enterprise. Whatever the case, the allegations are fueling a reticence on the part of many Americans to get into the Trump-orchestrated party spirit this weekend. And you can see that play out at the ongoing Great American State Fair, taking place on Washington's National Mall. Attendance at the State Fair has been so dismal that there have been no queues for any of the attractions, not even the merry-go-round for the kiddies. This supposed showcase of America's storied achievements has become a total white elephant. Andrew Feinberg, Washington correspondent for The Independent, spoke this week to some of those people at least taking a curious look.
I've been to state fairs all throughout the United States. This is terrible.
And how so?
It's a program-length advertisement for the president.
I'm totally underwhelmed. It's part political. That arch over there is, I think, promoting one of Trump's vanity projects.
And indeed, there is a model of the planned Arc de Trump that sits in the middle of the State Fair. It has not fared well in 40-degree temperatures that have left the industrial glue holding it together oozing out of the structure. Trump loyalists like Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins have spoken to audiences of no more than 24 people and then denied the event is a disaster.
It is hitting exactly every mark that we had hoped it would hit at at this point. I do think this weekend we're going to see massive, massive crowds. But, my goal is that people can come and walk and experience it. And 150,000 people over the last 5 or 6 days, I call that a huge success.
She spun that yarn on Fox News. There is no indication they have come close to the numbers she claims, but let's not do the crowd size thing again, eh? At least not in a week where we've got a big Supreme Court ruling to mention. The president's efforts to outlaw birthright citizenship, the automatic right to an American passport enjoyed by any baby born in the United States, regardless of parentage, was rejected by the court this week because, well, it's in the Constitution in black and white, so it really cannot be unconstitutional. But Stephen Miller, Deputy White House Chief of Staff, has a new wizard wheeze. If any newborn gets a passport, let's stop pregnant women from visiting America.
You have to now think very carefully about who you let into your country, even on a temporary basis, because the possibility, as you said, for birth tourism, right? The idea that people come here just to have babies, and that baby gets to be a citizen for life. And again, that baby gets Medicaid, and that baby gets welfare, and that baby gets cash assistance.
And when that baby grows up, that baby gets to eat Chick-fil-A while sitting in their car on the telephone. So obviously the country now needs to install sonograms in arrival halls to cut all that out. So much, Tom, for bringing me your poor, tired, huddled masses on America's 250th birthday weekend. Those days are long gone.
From Washington, D.C., Simon Marks, American Week.